we're running through our principles and we're having a bit of fun. So we thought, why not record this and share what's going on in the heads of Ava and Em. So we've got our principles here. This is the kitchen here at Creative Rootz. And we're looking at the principles. There's 5 principles. And the first one is that God is a non-dual good. So that means there is one God. And that means that one good is good. Do you want to expand on that, Ava?
There is no separation. There is only good. Everything that is happening is always good, regardless of what we think and how it appears.
Exactly. So, cosmic goodness is substance, source, and supply of all.
Yes, it is.
We have just really gone into substance and supply. This kind of was what set us off on this. So the substance is all of matter. So all what matters. Every matter, every cell. I always look at a cell as like a dancing little being, and it gets me all very excited. And then you've got this cell, and then each cell, if you go right down to it, you need Reverend Victoria for the numbers, or can you remember, Ava? There's a number, isn't there? So when you look into quantum science and you look at cells, and the cells like of your very skin, and you keep going down and down and down and down, what you'll find is in between cells, there's nothing. There is a no thing, this amazing thing that is something that's a no thing that all these cells are dancing about, hanging about, and just being. And that is the divine. It is the unified field that we're all in. So everything that exists in this unified field, which is a whole load of dancing cells, and it is just amazing, right? Do you want to expand on that a bit, Ava?
No, you were great.
Awesome.
Dancing cells.
So we've got cosmic goodness is a substance, source, and supply of all, which means that basically all matter is the substance. So everything that we can see is the substance. It's come from the one source, because there is only God, or there's only the divine, or there's only the unified field. You don't have to call it God at all. You can call it God, universe, cosmic goodness, whatever. And it's the supply of all. So if there's only one God or one universal field, then there's only one causation. And that one causation is the unified field. Yeah, have you got another word for it? Nature, life. So God is, or the divine is, divinity, the infinite, the absolute, that incredible intelligence. It's life. It's just absolutely wonderful, right? Anyway, any more advances on that, or should we move on?
Move on. You're awesome.
Moving on. This is quite fun. Right. So goodness is always in integrity with itself. So goodness is always in integrity with itself. It does not contradict its own laws, its nature, and its relationship with creation. That's a really long principle, to be quite honest, but let's break it down. So goodness, that's all the amazingly great things that there is. It's always in integrity with itself. Do you want to explain integrity, please, Ava?
That's a good question. That means that I don't know how to explain integrity, actually.
Yeah, that's why I asked you to do it. It's kind of always in alignment with yourself, and you're not going to screw yourself over. You're not going to sell yourself out. You're always going to be exactly in alignment, yes, with yourself. Not what you think your truth is, but with the highest good, I suppose. Is it worth Googling integrity so we can get it exactly right? Do you have a phone?
Let me see. Hold on a second. Integrity. I
Yeah.
mean, I know what it is. I just don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, it's how to explain it, isn't it?
Yes.
That's it. You see, I said we was on a roll, and then we get a word, and it's like, well, we know what it is.
Okay.
How do you explain it? Here we go.
Integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, moral uprightness, or the state of being whole and undivided. The
Awesome.
state of being whole and undivided. That's what it is.
That is absolutely epic. Thank you for that, Ava.
You're
So
welcome. Yeah.
it's always, so this good is
Undivided.
undivided. So it's not discriminate, it's not personal, it's always
Whole.
whole. So it does not contradict, which means it does not go against itself, and it's its own laws. So when we say laws, what are we talking about? Well, we're not talking about laws like the laws of man whose breath is in his nostrils. We're not talking about the laws according to ego. No, we're talking about universal laws. And we could get right into universal laws, but that would just take us into like next week. But me and Ava are more than happy to do a video about each universal law because I love them and it gets me very excited. I'm also writing a book on universal laws at the moment. But basically, there's these laws that exist in the world that, regardless of what men or women or people say, they always come right. So for instance, the law of mirrors, so within, so without, the world is always mirroring you in some part. Everything that you see is a mirror of yourself. Another law is the law of balance, but we'll get into that because I know we're going to drop into that shortly with another principle. But also like the law of cause and effect. I mean, there's one cause, and that is God, and everything else is affected by that first causation. So we could go on, but we'll not. We don't want to lose you there because we're still on the first principle. But there is these laws, and when you look at universal laws, and there's 10 of them, basically nothing works against itself. And when you live your life by those laws, amazing shit happens. Really does. So we know that it does not this goodness does not contradict its own laws, its nature, and its relationship with creation. So again, as we look at the universal laws, we know that it won't try and kill itself off. This amazing absolute awareness, this presence that's never an absence, it's not trying to harm anyone. It's always supporting incredible good, even when we think it isn't. Did you want to share anything on that, Ava?
No, it's pretty much obvious. I mean, it's life, life is always prevailing, and creating more life and tending to be acting always in the direction of more life. I mean, that's what it is.
Awesome. Thank you. So
You.
here we go. There are no opposites in God. It's in perfect balance. So there's no opposites in God because this God or this infinite field or infinite, well, it is an infinite field. It's a united field, a unified field, but there's no opposites. And why is there no opposites? Because that energy that is that in between the cells, that presence that's never an absence, it's perfect. So it's not off balance. It always holds its own. It doesn't need to be anything because it already is. It already contains everything. So it's that good that it doesn't need to be anything else. It just is. Is there anything else you'd like to say on that?
It just is in perfect balance.
Exactly. So, regardless of perception or appearances, God, life, or God, or unified field is made of this good. Regardless of our perception, so everyone's perception is based on their personal experiences, which means every single one of us perceives something different depending on the stories we tell ourselves, our life experiences, and one thing or another. And this perception builds our BS, which is our belief systems. And our belief systems is BS, which is bullshit. So basically, all the data that we contain, it's all stories. And if you do something like the Ho'oponopono, you get to clean the data so we can return back to that perfect balance that is the absolute intelligence and awareness that God is. Would you like to explain a bit more on there, Ava?
Well, all I can say is that the reality that we perceive it through our filters, our own, just like you said, stories. So there is really no reality, it's only perception of reality. And that means that there is like 8 billion realities walking. But if we strip ourselves and clean, as you said, for example, through Ho'oponopono or other clearing techniques, we go back to that beautiful neutral point, 0 point. And again, it's all perfect. It's all God.
Beautiful. So the last thing within this principle, God being a non-dual good, is we live in a friendly, supportive universe. So when we look outside and we perceive that the world's full of lack, the world's full of limitation, there's so much to be scared of, there's so many things that are holding us back, we are caught up in our misperceptions. We're caught up in our data, because if there's this unified field that's always resonating, that's never absent, so it's a present that's never absent, it's there. There's this unified field that's, you can't say it's not, because it's the space between all the cells within you. You're walking and talking it, you're living it, you're breathing it, all that fresh, beautiful breath of life. Like, it's just absolute amazing. Like, so the universe, it's always supporting us. It's supporting us to breathe, even when we've got a cough or whatever, or we're feeling a bit under the weather. It's always supporting us. It's always providing the air. It's providing the water. We contain so much water, all the elements, everything that we need. It exists on the earth. There's only our perceptions that tell us that the world isn't there supporting us. And so, would you like to finish off this principle before we move on to anything else, Ava?
Well, the only thing I want to say is that many people are programmed by race consciousness or media. And of course, if you pay attention to something, you magnify it and you see it as real. So again, the only thing is to remember, so to know that we are always supported, that there is really nothing that can harm us. So that's it.
I love that you've just said that. That is just so right. There's so many things at the moment that are just grabbing our attention in that world of appearances. But just to return to ourselves, knowing, standing in the principle, and knowing that the world is supporting us. And if we can return back to that being and that awareness, the world will, our world, what we perceive, will change. as our perception changes, our entire life changes. It's happened for me, it's happened for Ava. We know many people it's happened for. So we know through our own personal experiences, this is absolute truth. So we're going to move on now to principle number 2. God is all there is.